So let me get that. Okay, fantastic. So our goal for today is to get comfortable with Google Chrome, the web browser Google Chrome, get you all comfortable sort of using it, using some search engines and learning about things like bookmarking websites and the way that the search engine works, the way that the browser works. We want to get you into the city website. If you haven't already used some of the services in the city's website, we want to make sure you know what services are there and that you can sign up for different things. And I also want to show you the website we've got going for our training, which is what the handout is also. We've got 2 days to do this. So this week, I'm going to be with you both today and on Thursday. And so we don't have to rush through it. We've got plenty of time to do it. And hopefully by the end of the week, I've gotten everybody comfortable and answered whatever questions come up. And then we'll move on to the next topic for next week. So the first thing I wanted to actually talk about before we dive in is that when I'm teaching with people using computers, there are times when you're going to be doing your own thing, like I'm going to ask you to do something, so you'll be on your computer doing it. And then there will be times when I want to tell everybody something because maybe one person has a question about something, and I know that if I can answer it for everybody at once, it will save us time. So the thing that happens when you're teaching a class of people using computers, once they start using the computers, is they don't want to look at the teacher anymore. You just want to be doing the thing on the computer, and you stop hearing the instructor's voice. So we have a signal that we're going to use when I'd like to regather everybody's attention, when I'd like to get your attention back on me instead of your screen. We've got a signal, and the signal is actually called taco time. And so the reason it's called taco time is that I'm going to ask you, if it's taco time, I'm going to show you what I want you to do with your computer. So let me just switch my camera here for a second so you can see what I'm going to ask you to do. Give me a moment. Okay, so let's say, let's see. If I'm here on my computer in the class and the teacher tells me it's taco time, that means I'm going to get my lid of my computer down like that, sort of like it's a taco, the way a taco is a shape of a U. And you don't want to close it all the way, because if you close it all the way, your computer is going to go to sleep and it's hard to wake it back up again. So taco time means close your lid till about where your fist can fit into it, but not all the way. And the reason I ask you to close the lid like that is then that I can talk to you and get your attention again. So let's just practice doing taco time once. So if I say taco time, and I'm going to say now, so it's taco time. So you take your lid and close it till it's about like that. So you're not going to be tempted to look at the lid anymore. I mean, at the screen, you're going to have I'm going to be able to talk to you. So that's taco time. Any questions about that? Okay, I don't see any questions. So that's good. Let me move on then to the next thing, which is we want to go ahead and open up your computers. And what we're going to be doing is getting you into the website that Keturah and Mary Beth and I put together. So I'm going to show you how to get there. I'm going to share my screen. And let's say, let's make sure, first of all, you can see my screen. All right, so I'm going to just rearrange myself here a little bit. Okay, can you see my computer screen? If you can see my computer screen, can you give me a thumbs up? So it should be up on the big screen. Thank you, Big Daddy. And thank you, Minnie, for that. Okay, so hopefully your screen is something like my screen, and we're going to go ahead and click on the Google Chrome icon. So I think it's in your taskbar. or it might be on the desktop, but we're looking for the Google Chrome web browser. And when you click on it, it should bring up something that says Google on it probably. So let's go ahead and see if we can get the Google Chrome browser up on everybody's computer. Yes, ma'am, I see a question.
Okay, everybody hit the space bar. Hit your space bar, type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you're good. You're at Google.
Just push this one. And then type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then hit the arrow.
So right now, we're just getting everybody so they have the web browser open. And that's all we're trying to get to at this point. Just get everybody so they have the Google Chrome web browser open.
No, we don't have it open.
Okay, I'm gonna just wait. I know you're getting some good help. You're in good hands. I'm just gonna wait till we get everybody there.
Can you switch the arrow? Oh, here we go.
One comes up saying my password is incorrect.
It's right here.
Left and straight.
Hang on, I have to put my medicine on.
Chrome.
Okay, do you know where Chrome is, guys?
That's up there.
Yeah, go to the Chrome icon. On
Chrome
the
right there.
Click your Chrome icon.
Red, yeah, that one.
Exactly. Chrome icon there.
The top one or the
The top one, I believe, not the granny.
And then open it, I guess.
Oh, hang on, which one did you click? This one?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
You don't want to bring up that.
That's where you want
Yeah, push Chrome.
It doesn't look exactly like his, but it's
Push that one there. Chrome.
Just X out of that.
Where you at? Yeah, five.
No.
Go down. That one right there. Yeah, that one that first push it.
We got 1, 2, 3.
Push Chrome. Just push button.
Okay, X out of that in the upper right hand corner.
And push. Not sure.
Right there. There you go. Now go to the top.
Click it. Maybe.
Are we almost there?
How can I have to keep this?
And then I guess you gotta push the clicker there.
Double click. Pizza.
Double click. Two clicks.
I remember that. Pizza.
There you go.
Now just go click.
Okay. Double click pizza. Marianne, click pizza.
I'm watching her.
Maybe the other side.
Yeah.
I did that. I mean,
Okay.
There we go, you did it.
Remember where you are. You're in a senior class learning technology, okay? I just have to take a moment. It's just a Midas touch. That doesn't mean that you won't fail. Hey, I'm like gold. Everyone likes gold.
Yeah, it's your hand, not mine.
But we don't have that picture.
Okay, so I guess that's.
15 minutes, it was 5.
How are we doing, folks?
Good.
I don't know.
Are we all there?
All in one.
Okay.
Jan, as she's using the Midas sheet, we put them on shoes. Okay. And did it come up? No, she said 15, because she can't log on and tell her not 15 minutes. This is an iPad, just like.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like everybody's in.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Right there.
Yeah, all the time.
No, don't you? There, box, box. See that box? There. I see the issue with this is that
He loves you too.
All right, my friends. We are ready for the next step. So here we are, we're in the web browser, which is just a program for getting around on the web, right? It's just an application that's going to let us visit websites. And every website, of course, has an address. And what we're going to do today is get to the website that is the handout and also has a pre-assessment. So we're going to be typing an address into this address box. So what we're going to need to do is click in this web address box. And what I'm going to ask you to type is the address of our training website, which we have a link to. So let me show you the link and the address of our website. So the full address is this very long thing, sites.google.com/this/Granny's World. But we have a short link. We have a shortcut to address for it, which is this thing in purple. So I'm going to be asking you to type this set of letters into the address bar at the top of the browser. So you're going to click up here in the top of the browser, and if there's anything up there, you're going to get rid of it, and you're going to type what I've got here. You're going to type bit.ly/Granny's World. We're going to be typing, and I'll show this. I know it's going to take us a while, but we're going to type bit.ly/Granny's World, and we're going to get people to then go to that address. Now, one thing I did want to teach you about is the slash, because sometimes people aren't familiar with what that slash is. After the Y, there's a slash, so it's called a forward slash. So on your keyboard, on the key that has the question mark on it is the forward slash. So when you're typing bit.ly and then I say slash, I'm talking about a forward slash, which is the key on your keyboard, which also has the question mark on it. So that's a forward slash. So again, as you're typing that address, bit.ly/Granny's World, please make sure the slash is the key on the keyboard that also has the question mark on it. And again, we're typing that up here in the address bar of the browser.
Okay, so you want to type in BIT.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
You misspelled WWORLD. Okay, up here. Okay, make sure that you know BIT.World.
Excuse me, backslash.
Okay, enter. Bingo. Yes. Hit enter, and then you'll go down, scroll
Big
down.
Daddy's got a question. What's your question, Big Daddy?
I don't know where to type in that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna search Google.
Let me help him here. Okay, you want him to go to Bitly, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the address bar, which is that, that's the domain address bar that he's speaking of. Type that in just as you see it,
Okay,
just as you see it. Listen, everyone, when there's a web address, when Dimitri gives you a web address or an email address or any type of address, it has to be exact. It can't be BIT comma LY. It has to be BIT dot LY. It's a database driven sequence and syntax, and it's very, very exact. It can't be one deviation. Hang on, wait just a minute.
Does it matter whether you're using lowercase or uppercase?
Yes, it does matter sometimes. So it's better to do it the way that it's typed out, because sometimes it does make a difference.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's not. No, you're already there.
Okay, remember this.
put your paddle up. Put your paddle up. Paddle, hold the paddle up. And he'll help you.
We got one in. Click accept. Okay, if you have the Oceanside terms and conditions, click accept at the bottom of that page.
I haven't got all this.
Oh, yeah, oh, you're good. You're good.
No.
Okay, so let's click. Now, do your down wheel, the middle wheel. Down, 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 down. There you go. Now click accept.
How do I delete a letter?
You way
I
down
I
the
put
line.
too many ends.
Oh, I know you're talking about the letter that you wrote. I was gonna say, man, wait a minute.
You're asking the wrong person.
It's tough.
Tried to type it in here.
Go back, the bar would go down and up down there. Okay. You have to put the.
Thank you.
Scroll down, use the wheel down to the bottom of the page and click accept. Hold on, you already did. No.
So did you go to this one, Rama? Did you do this one? And then you go down there.
Just click on this white space, go back to the address. Scroll down.
I know, but when I look at the
Don't worry about that.
I know, but you can enter it whenever you want something. I don't usually use a button. No, so you would just.
And then just click here to go directly to it.
See
the second one down, click here to go directly
Wheel
to it.
down. Use the middle all the way down and click accept.
Underline here, yeah, right there. Yeah.
All the way down. Okay, yeah, now you can follow that, hit accept.
So I've got to scan
Okay, that's fine, that's fine, just let it do.
No, I'm lost. That's where I am.
What you want to be is this button here.
What, this top one?
Yeah, there we go. I'm lost.
I still know that.
If you escape key.
Double click it, click it.
With the X.
You know how to do that.
Well, I have a younger daughter at home. And she's teaching. And I still work.
No, don't do that.
I have to.
Click this.
No,
I
don't
guess
do that.
that
Just come
I
down
would
here
love to be
to it.
retired. I can't, but
No,
Okay, you're there.
it's already there.
Now you're gonna P.I.
No,
Why do you keep doing
Well,
that?
I have to get a person.
No.
No, you don't. It's already there,
And I
dear.
bought a computer downstairs. So
It's
Now it is good to be there. type in the. Make more money than
Yeah, I, the computer I bought is like so good that you just touch the screen and scroll up and down. I like that.
You're typing
You
down
don't
here.
even need a mouse. That's how come I know how to
You're already
do it
there.
without the mouse. Instead of
Okay.
typing at home.
So, there.
Yeah, like, so.
Right.
All they do is touch.
Mhm.
So,
You can do almost anything.
Yeah, they do. I
You
could do.
do
One
not.
day I had a couple classes and I would take my new
Telephone.
I did it right on my phone.
scroll down to the bottom. Did that go twice?
Do not need it. Yes. You already know whether twice.
You always hit it twice.
Oh, okay. Children.
Yeah. But you don't use it normally? You don't?
And then it says click.
Well, don't do anything.
Okay.
Wait, wait. 1, 2. You fellas got them?
No.
I had a letter, but it's the wrong letter, and I deleted it. Lost it.
Okay, go back to this one right here. Byte.ly / Granny's World.
Your telephone, Papa.
You wait. About 10 seconds to wait, and then it's gonna give you a clip. One, 3, 4.
Okay.
I have a TV. No, I'm here. That's what they want me to do. But I would come out of.
That thing does come.
I can almost have to on.
You guys saw him send.
Everybody can get in.
Yeah, but now you have to have a security. Have the phone up. No, we don't. If you have the security on
Young ladies, anyone.
Somebody threatens it's already happened. She wasn't watching. But I was like, somebody went and just.
Hey, lost again.
They replaced that.
Your phones keep ringing, Papa. Turn it on.
Somebody in Ohio.
Wait, Chloe, one second. You can answer.
Pick it up one day. Hey, you got it. Search. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? What?
The address.
No, I don't have a quick. I don't know. No, I only have, no, I don't have my keys. I only have my keys. I'm supposed to find another one. You keep losing them.
Okay. 2, 4. All right. Did you get there yet?
I don't know.
Close this out. You ain't phone. Get this right there like that. Yeah, right there. Twice. Yeah, now, you type in what you see right here. Right in there. This right here. Good Lord.
They just type it in right there. See where that's blinking? Blinking? No, just type in Granny's World.
No. Type in that.
We have bit, BIT,
BIT.ly / If all of you have followed this direction right here, raise your hand. Are your screens up?
I don't know, I think.
Okay, so the others, you are doing what you need to do. Okay. Okay, Dimitri. I think we can go to the next step. Now, we got two distractions. Oh, yeah, he's okay. He's on Google right now. Yeah, you're okay. You're okay.
Right here.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay, Dimitri. But they have-
Great. Thank you, everybody. That was a good challenge for us as a group. And I think I really liked the way it was explained that an address is exact, right? So if I tell you that my address is 1631 Main Street, but you go and type in, 1632 Main Street, you're not going to be in the right place. So it's just like Mr. Karen said, it's got to be typed the way that it's written out if you want to go to the right place. So right now, at this point, you all should be on the home page of our training website that looks like this. And what we're going to do, the next step that I'm going to ask you to do, oh, I see a question, I see a hand, it's a little bit off camera, but someone's got a question.
No, I was going yay on that page. No, I was going yay.
I got
I
two
was
that
saying
are not on
yay
that
on
page.
that page.
Okay,
That's what I said.
let's get everybody on this page. I'm going to tell you, while we're getting the last couple of people on the page, I'm going to tell you what I want you to do. At the top of our site is a link to the pre-assessment. I'm going to ask you to click on that pre-assessment on the top. And it's a way for us to get some information from you by having you click into it. So after you click on pre-assessment, you're going to click one more time. I'll show you this a couple times, so don't worry that I'm going kind of fast, but I'm going to get you in. I want to show you what it looks like. This is a form I'm going to ask you to fill out, which is going to help me and Keturah and Mary Beth understand sort of what you know now and what you might want to know. So we've got some questions for you on here. So to get to that questionnaire, I'm going to ask you to, on the top of our site, on our navigation menu up here where it says pre-assessment, I'm going to ask you to click on that and then click here to take it. And then you're going to go ahead and click through the pre-assessment to answer the questions. So that's the next step. And I realize some of you will maybe go faster than others. That's okay. But that's our goal, is to try to get this pre-assessment and have you go ahead and do it. So if you would now, please, from the top of our website, click on pre-assessment and then click here to take it, and then go ahead and fill out the questionnaire if you would. So you're going to be typing in your answers. You're going to be clicking on the buttons to answer the questions. And then at the bottom is a button to submit your answers. So this is like a web form, a questionnaire, so that we can get some information from you. Yes, ma'am. I see a question there. I see a paddle raised in the front.
I want to click here and I haven't got any questions.
So I'm having trouble hearing you.
I said I clicked on your pre-assessment and then I clicked on where it says click here. Never mind. I just took a while. I didn't get any questions.
Oh, okay.
I have them now.
Okay, very good.
I'm not sure.
Okay, does everyone have the pre-assessment up? No, you don't have. They didn't type in proper information. Search. Hang on, Dimitri. I got both of them.
I'm probably causing trouble again.
Hey, wait a minute, Big Daddy, I thought it would be George causing all the problems.
Me too.
What am I doing now?
Index.
No,
Click.
you should not.
Now put your, no, hit it.
Oh, what is your first?
Type it.
That's it, what is your first?
I got
So just background.
pre-assessment.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I heard you there, George. What happened, man?
Open the link.
Yeah, just click on the free assessment. Okay, free assessment. See this right here? They're gonna take the pre-assessment. Click here to take the pre-assessment. There you go. There you go, George. Move. Everybody have.
That's a calendar
I guess.
Okay. Don't worry about the first. Just sign it. Show up there, bingo. It's easy.
I didn't get the counter, so I put it second.
No, I know.
Okay, how we looking? Anybody having issues here? How we looking? Everybody's good? How you doing over there, Mr. Miller? I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, today's the 31st. So 2 digits, 08.
Yeah, so I just.
No, it says no. It says. Please select today's date. Yeah, and you can click the little calendar, the little box there, and it'll bring up the calendar.
Now I'm doing yes here.
Oh,
today
says
I have an email
that.
Okay, yeah.
Use your scroll.
There, just click that box. We're getting there, Dimitri.
Fantastic.
Okay, hang on, one second. Hey, folks, wherever there's a date.
Can we have silence, please?
Wherever there's a date.
Silence,
If you
please.
see a date on the application, a date that's required on an application, typically what you would like to do is look immediately to the right or the left. If there's a little square box, that's the calendar. You won't have to type it in. You can just click that box and then a calendar will appear and then you can select the dates, okay?
I didn't do that.
Well, that's okay. Hey, it's 2 ways to skin a cat in this, okay? So, hey, yeah, exactly. As you see here, as you see what Dimitri is doing here, he's clicking the little box and it pops up with a full menu of a calendar. Bingo. Okay, now arrow, and then once you do it, then you'll roll down. You can wheel down to the lower part of the application.
That's with the little wheel.
Yeah, well, yeah, or you can just wheel down and you go and enter another element of information. It'll go away.
Yeah, I used
You want to come into the senior world? Hey, I think we're already here. We're here, Homer. Everybody okay?
We're almost.
Almost. And hey, and Homer, now we can't give Jan a pass. Now Jan doesn't have her machine, but she has to do the assessment as well when she gets, so she doesn't get a pass from doing the assessment. And we'll pick it up next class. I'm sorry.
I did put no on everything.
Put no on everything. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so you could say yes to that. Right.
Let's just go back.
Oh, no.
Okay, and if you've completed the questionnaire, at the bottom of the questionnaire, you'll see a submit button. Just click that submit button and bingo, bango, it's already logged into the database and then you're assessing the event.
You want it.
Do we have to answer the question?
Yeah.
One question.
We have a computer.
All right.
Okay,
well, what do I get?
Do you have an email?
No, that's just, you just post about it. Once you put in something.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
Does it help though?
Yeah.
They're all in two and a half.
How you doing over there? Okay, okay, you submitted.
Yes, you did.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, you can, if you want to open another browser or window, you can just click that plus, and then you'll be at a fresh new Google search page. There you go. There you go.
Can we go ahead and get rid of?
Yeah, you can get rid of those. You can X out, just X out. Wherever you see it, you can just X.
Yes.
But don't click, stay in the Granny's World in that site. Don't leave the Granny's World site. You got it?
You're all the way up there.
That's not fair. That's not fair, sir. Wait a minute, you can't have a cheat.
You get it done?
Okay. So is it the auto text, the auto fill? Okay, how are we looking here, folks? How about you, Minnie, Paula, Olivia? Talk to me, folks. I gotta hear something. They didn't say write an essay, they just said write a statement. Hey, just say, hey, put it, sum it up into one word, everything. You have learned everything.
How do I get back to my little page?
You're gonna, these tabs up here, you can just click on those tabs and it'll take you right back to the window. There's Granny's World. Here's that Granny's World for the second time. Have you submitted? This one you haven't. No, it says there that you got it. You got to read it. Come on now, Big Daddy. Big Daddy's trying to cheat the teacher. Hey, look, that's what it's all about. We're helping each other here. If you want to go to another window, you can click this plus next to the tab, and that'll open up a fresh search window. Get out of here. Wait a minute. No, not you get out of here. No, you ain't going anywhere. I would make it. There's some necessities that have to be done. In fact, what we do is that leave your machine on. Okay, leave it just like that. We're gonna put Jan right here. Did you need this chair for right now, Mrs. Miller? Okay, we're gonna sit Jan next to Mr. Miller, because Mr. Miller is. You ready? And this time, make sure you go and have to back, okay? Because last time I was almost running down the street trying to think, and that was me making all that noise. Yeah, because we were screaming, I was just getting this close. Okay, so you have everything We're here on Thursday, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. We're not gonna be here long. Must be complete, okay? I'm just taking my message from a professional teacher. She didn't, that's right, she didn't allow. I agree. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know that. What's the matter? How do you know? Those of you, that's just a screen. Those of you, it's just what happened before.
I lost it.
When I want to enlarge this number there, go right to that box. When I want to make this screen smaller, yeah, that, either one. Oh,
you're not gonna be.
This.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, let's let it stay there. Okay, you can click on the plus next to that tab, and you have the brand new tab. Not in here. My telephone number, right over here, call. We wanted to make things.
In the gray area, is that the first?
Yeah, that plus. Click that, and you can close the, Dimitri, do you want them to close the assessment?
Well, once you've, I just want to make sure they submitted it and then they can just leave it up there. If, I heard you talking about the tabs. That was the next thing. It's great that you were telling them about how they can move to the other tab that they were on originally. So
Can I stand down, my friend? Please, can I slide left? And let you all have.
So thank you for that. Thanks for doing the pre-assessment, everybody. That's very helpful to us. So
We have
as
remaining that's coming in.
as Mr. Terrence was saying, you have different tabs open. So maybe you had a tab open for the assessment and then it went to the Google screen. You just click back on the top of the tab to come back to the Granny's World site if you have more than one tab open. And I wanted to show you or make sure you are aware of the parts of the web browser. So there's a button where you can also go forwards and backwards. There's a little circular button that reloads the page. If the page is having a problem loading, you just click that little circle button to reload it. When you're at Google, you're at a search engine. Google is among other things, Google is a search engine website. So if I'm at www.google.com, I'm going to have a search box. And there's other search engines out there, but we're using Google today. And then I don't think we have time to practice this today, but on Thursday, I want to practice adding a bookmark by clicking the little star icon, which is in the up here towards the top right. And there's some menus there. Maybe we'll get into those if we need to get into those. But I wanted to give you these definitions of the parts of the window. Does anybody have any questions about what we did today so far? Or any questions about this? Yeah.
It was a blur. Miss Quinn.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I could go back and do it all myself alone.
Right. Well, this is a good point. I mean, this was the first time that some people had used a shortened link, right? We use that bit.ly Granny's World link. So the first time you do something, it's, you know, it's new for anybody. So yeah, I wouldn't expect you to just like pick it up the first time, but you guys did great. And thanks to Terrence and Homer for being there to get you through it. Is that a question there? Is that Minnie or Olivia have a question? No?
Any other,
I will.
Olivia Quinn has another question.
Okay.
Just a comment. I am not familiar with all the terminology. So sometimes you use a word like tab, which means nothing to me other than tab hunter. You know? I mean, so, you know, if you just use it, I need to know what that is.
Yes.
What are you talking about when you say tab?
Can you explain the tabs?
Yes. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you.
And also, Dimitri, if you can do a light deep dive into the bookmark as well.
Absolutely. So Olivia, thank you for that question. I'm going to open another tab up here and I'm going to go, now I'm on a different window, a different piece of the internet, but I can go back to this tab over here and click on it and come back to where this window is open and this other window is open. And we refer to them as tabs. And you can have a lot of tabs open in a web browser and be in a lot of different places because you might want to be going to a couple different sites. And so each one of those sites occupies a window which we call a tab. And then when I click on them, it brings that one to the front. So you also make a good point, Olivia, about the terminology, right? The vocabulary that we're kind of throwing at you. There's a lot of it. And so what I'm trying to do on this webpage and on the handout is for each of the terms that I wanted you to know about, I put them so they're a little bit bold. So you can see that tab is one of those things that I wanted you to know about. And then if you were to scroll down to the bottom of our page, and this would be on the bottom of our handout, I put all those vocab words down there in the bottom so that we can know that those were the important terms for today, and we can provide you like a little definition of each of them. I haven't written the definitions in there, but I will do that. The definitions are all written up above right now as we go through this page, this handout that we prepared for you. So don't worry, it's definitely a lot of new terminology, but the important ones we're going to call out for you and make sure you can ask questions about them. Does that make sense?
Basically.
Okay. The next thing I wanted to tell you about before we get to the bookmarks actually is something that I have found really helpful on the internet, which is that sometimes you come to a website and the words, the writing on the website is very small and hard to read. So you can zoom in. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to zoom in on this page and you're going to see that the words start to get bigger. So this ability to zoom in or zoom out, I have found really helpful when I come to a web page that the words are way too small for me to read on. And so I wanted you to know about that's a possibility, that if, as we're going through this on Thursday, if we come to a website and maybe the words are tiny, I can teach you how to zoom in so that the words get bigger.
Good. Beautiful.
All right. So if you want to take a quick look at bookmarking, I think I've got it down here a little bit further down on my page. There's a video that you could watch if you ever come back to this, but I'm just going to tell you about it so we save the time so that we don't actually need to watch the video. But basically what happens here is that when you bookmark something, it's storing a shortcut to that website for you. let me get back over here on this page, and let's say that I really like reading the San Diego News or something like that. So if I find a website that I like, not Mass News, and I'm just searching Google right now, and then let's say I find the news site that I'm looking for, and let's say it's NBC7. So let's say I'm here on this website and I want to bookmark this website so that I can get back to it again. When I click the little star icon up here in the address box, that's telling the browser that I want to add a bookmark. So I click on the star, I say add a bookmark. It says, what do you want to call it? And where do you want to save it? I'm just going to say I'm done. I'm going to just leave it with the title that it put in there for me. And now on my bookmarks list, I've got this thing saved. So let me open it up so I can show you what it looks like. And I realize I'm clicking a lot of stuff but I'm going to go down here and under my bookmarks listing here, now that page is linked. So if I were somewhere else, let's say I was back on Google or something, and I wanted to come back to that NBC News 7, because I've got it bookmarked, I can come back to my bookmarks and there it is, and I can click on it and boom, I'm right there. So it's a way of saving a shortcut to something that you want to come back to again another time.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
So it would be a good idea for us to bookmark this Granny's World site. So if you're right here on this website right now, let's practice bookmarking it. So I'm going to ask you to click on the star next to the Granny's World thing and say add a bookmark. So on your screen now, if you would please click on the little star icon. I mean, you want to be on the tab first, you got to be on the tab for Granny's World. And you can be on any of these pages you want to be on, but I'm going to ask you to click the little star here and say add a bookmark. And then you're going to click the done button.
I'm not on, we're not on the same page.
You just have to back out.
Closed out.
Yeah, so.
Doesn't matter which page you're on. I just want to have you practice clicking on the star icon there to save a bookmark. So when I click on that star, it says add bookmark, and then you click on where it says add bookmark. So let's see if you all can do that.
Did you know this? Sorry.
We're
Bookmark?
not on the same screen.
That's okay. Whatever web page you're on, you can book, it doesn't matter. You can bookmark any page you want.
That's good. You can go anytime. Yeah. So your bookmark, you just go right there. Any website, just go to the instant. Yes, so the bookmarks, yes. Okay.
If I hit Google,
Okay, and that may have been because you were off the tab. You were closed the tab.
You want to go to yeah.
Okay, so bookmark would be this star. Okay, okay, folks, when you bookmark,
Go to the extra bit out of it.
just to reiterate, there's a star in the upper right-hand corner of the address bar. That's where you're gonna click. You're gonna click that. It's gonna highlight one click on that, and it will highlight gold. And that means it's bookmarked. And I'm not, and then of course, as you see, what Dimitri has brought up is the second dialog box that you're gonna see after you click on that star and it's gold. Then it's gonna ask you, where do you wanna save this bookmark? And you may have your personal bookmarks or either whatever. And you can rename that bookmark if you want to. You can just call it, if it's Granny's World, you just call it the GW site, if that's what you want to remember it by. You can give it an alias, and then you can put it in whatever folder. And if you can, Dimitri, if you can click on that down arrow for the folder, and you'll see you'll have the opportunity to save it on the bar or create a folder as he's showing you. Okay, so that's another step ahead, but just first, let's get in the practice of just clicking that star, highlighting gold, and then saving the bookmark. Okay? You're absolutely, you're 100%. Then you can select the remaining.
So you'll be able to, you'll be able to like. hit
Okay.
different Places.
See, and there, you see how he renamed it? Okay, folks, here we are. This is something that's really special to the bookmarking process. As you can see, Dimitri has selected the bookmarks bar. And that bookmarks bar is where that's going to be held, but he's created a subfolder to that. So when he hovers over bookmarks bar, it's going to show this subfolder, and in that subfolder will be the site, so that you can have, it's just like a file cabinet. If you want to have different books in different folders, you can do it that way. After all, we're talking about bookmarks. Yeah, wait a minute. We'll play on words. Go right ahead, Dimitri. Back to.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for all the help you're giving in the room. How are we doing on time? I'm fine, but how much further would you like to go? I want to be sensitive to the clock.
Can we go for about, is everyone good for about another 5 minutes? Can we go to Mr. Post? Sure. You gotta ask the students. What's your time?
Oh, we're good.
Are we pressed?
My grandson.
I know what my wife says about me, okay? Yeah, I know what my wife says. Thank you for that insight, Mary Ann. But I can tell you this, why don't we go until someone holds up their hand and says, hey, look, I'm in pain. Let's stop right now, okay? But we'll try, why don't we stretch this out? We'll go out for another, we'll take it in 10-minute intervals. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because we burned about 10 minutes in advance of the class just connecting. And I really do want you all to get as much as you can out of this session. And then we can come back and we can be on step for the next session. Okay.
Fantastic.
All right, go right ahead, Dimitri.
Thank you. I think what we should do next is have you go to google.com and try searching for something. So if you haven't done this before, it'll be a first time experience. And if you have, then you know what I'm talking about. So again, when I say go somewhere, we're going to a different address. So in the address bar, we have to type where we want to go. And let's go to google.com. So type in google.com and hit the enter key, which brings you back to the Google's main page. Let's get, and then you can search for something. So let's say you're interested in something. Maybe you want to search for a topic that interests you. Maybe you want to read about what's happening in California near Lake Tahoe with the forest fire. Search for whatever you want to search for. But let's see if we can get to google.com and search for something. Because that's what it's all about, right? We want you to be able to find information and navigate the internet and find stuff. So I want to give you a chance to try that out.
Bingo, you're there.
That's where I want.
That's why I did it. Twice I did.
Golden.
I'll do mine too.
Anybody else? Is everyone on the page?
Yep.
We're all on the same page.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I got Google.
Huh? No, I'm not on the same page, literally, but at the Google site. We're at the Google site, google.com. Look at your address bar and confirm that you're at google.com.
Oh, wait a second.
On the new tab that you clicked on.
I don't have it up there. I've got it down.
Oh, is it? No. What do you want? You want the video?
I don't have it here.
Google.com.
Oh.
Okay.
Click out for this. Hit that one.
I just put it in serve.
Okay.
No, right in the middle, just go right there.
Okay.
Yeah, in the website,
Okay, guys,
I just typed in serve.
check it out. All right, we're at google.com. Dimitri just did something outstanding. He went to the search bar. This is not the address bar. That is the search bar. That's when you have a subject, some subject matter, a topic, a book you want to look up, or whatever the case may be, you want, or a point, you want to type it in the search bar. In the address bar is the site where you are. So right now we're at google.com. Okay? So now we want to do a search. What do you want them to search, Dimitri?
I'd like you to search, each of you to search for something you're interested in. Like Mr. Terrence said, maybe it's a book or a movie or some news. I'd like you to decide anything you want to search for, that's fine. Just think of something you're interested in, type it in, and let's see what comes up.
Type in anything you want in that little.
Okay, I'll tell you. What do you like? Great food. Just, hang on, wait just a minute, Ms. Perkins. No. Okay, I'm gonna click out of that. We're in Google. Now, you see, this is the search bar.
And then
You want to put the cursor
whatever you want to listen
and
to.
then
Or,
type. Type.
see right here.
What you like.
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Oh, is that all right?
Yeah, so try that. Put in there. New boyfriend. Wait a minute, Miss Williamson is on it. She said, wait a minute. She's at the dating site already. Yeah.
Just click on it.
New boyfriend. Yeah. Oh, you're good. There you go.
She's helping.
No, this is, see, don't worry about that.
She didn't have this.
Don't worry about
They're all
this.
for
You
you.
won't worry about this. Oh, you found it.
I found them.
All right. Found a new boyfriend.
I don't know, he's 17.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Okay. Oh, no. Right here. Now you want to search. 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 Well, I don't mean to put Ms. Williamson on blast, but she's out on at the dating site, you all. She's at the dating site. Wait a minute. I didn't say the preschool site, I said the dating site. Wait a minute. Ms. Williamson is trolling the high schools now.
I think you better stop this computer class right now.
Yeah, I think we may be going off the beaten path here. Oh, Lord.
Taking a different turn.
Okay. All right.
I already got one. You just don't know.
Oh, she's got Sean Connery. Okay, what, oh. Wow, so you see what Dimitri has done. He's typed in his interest is Oceanside, California. This is what a Google search result will look like. And as you see, there's a beautiful picture of our city of Oceanside. And then it's a small map and it gives a description. And of course, if you can roll down, Dimitri, it'll show some other points of interest that are related to that search term, Oceanside, California. Take it away, please, Dimitri.
Yeah, this is a great tag team. I love this. So the other thing I wanted to mention is when you do get to a page of results, as we were saying, you can scroll down and you're going to see links, hyperlinks to different other places. So each one of these results.
Stop there, Dimitri. Stop there. Hyperlink, you remember link. When the second class, last week, we discussed links, and links are clickable text that will take you to another page. A hyperlink is basically the same thing. It's a hyperlink. It's going to hyper the page to a new page. It's going to actually transition. So that's when he says hyperlink, so that you won't get lost in terminology and
So you're on
semantics.
the hyperlink, you're going to the specific link you want from the other one.
That's related to that text.
Deeper dive
Exactly,
for clarity.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Oceanside Restaurants, if he clicked on this, then it will bring up more information related to that subject.
And the hyperlink would be for a specific restaurant.
That is the hyperlink, that blue
Okay,
text.
that's the difference.
That blue text is the hyperlink. Hyperlinks are typically blue.
I am.
Yes.
I am.
You have to leave? Don't go, Marianne. Please don't go, Marianne.
See you girls Thursday, guys.
Hey, take care, Marianne.
Oh, I will.
Traveling grace to you, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Is that your phone there?
What?
What's that there?
This?
No.
No, that's Shirley's stuff. That's Shirley's stuff right there.
That yellow thing,
What is that yellow thing?
that's the ping pong.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So as Terrence said, a link and a hyperlink, it's the same thing, the terminology there. The thing about links is they just as he said, they're usually a different color. So on this page, it turns out the hyperlinks happen to be orange, which is fine. Just so you know that as you see something with it in a different color there, it means you can click on it to go deeper, to go further. Yes, sir, Mr. Homer.
Is there a link for Granny's World?
There sure is. There's all kinds of links for Granny's World, right? So if I'm interested in finding the main Granny's World site, I need to search for it. So I'm going to go back. I'm just using my back button. Remember we talked about the back and the forwards buttons. I'm just going backwards from whence I came because I want to just quickly get back here to search. And so when I search for Granny's World, it's going to give me some results. Let's see what shows up. Well, I'm not, oh, here we go. That looks pretty promising. Granny's World, Technology Education, City of Oceanside. So this result looks pretty good. The other results, I'm not so sure. This looks like it's going to take me to Knits by Sue, and this is taking me to ravely.com. So I'm going to choose this result and see if that brings me to where I'm hoping to get to. And indeed it does. I think this is what we were looking for.
That's the City of Oceanside site.
Fantastic.
And it has Granny's World and it's the technology education.
The application you filled out is there.
Apply for Granny's World
And see tours and songs.
on Granny's World? In the search?
No, she's talking about like the
No, I'm
original.
talking about Granny's World.
Oh,
The original.
okay.
Okay,
All right.
Shirley, that help you? Okay.
Okay. Any other questions so far? Okay, take it away.
All right. The other thing I think it's important for all of us to know is that there's also information that's not so great out there. So as you look at these results, you have to decide, is that something that is probably relevant for me, or is it really just, it's not really relevant? So one way to know where you're going is to look at the address above the hyperlink. So up here is the actual address of each of these three results. So this address is m.facebook.com. So that would take me to the Facebook website. This address up here is something right at Granny's World. Then it says .blogspot.com. So that's actually a blog. And then down here, it's pinterest.co.uk. This is going to take me to something in England, right? Because UK is England, the United Kingdom. And I guess what I'm talking about here is that you can get an idea of where you're going to go by looking at the address of the actual site that this hyperlink links you into. By seeing the address, you can have some idea of where you might end up. every web address ends in what's called a domain. So here's another piece of terminology I'm gonna have on my vocabulary list. A domain, there's top level domains, and the most common one is .com, and that's commercial. So when you're going to a website that ends in a .com, you're going to a commercial website, which is to say a company. And that's different than something that ends in a country. This website here ends in .us, that's the US, United States. So when you're going to a domain that is associated with a country, that's different than a .com. I want to see what some of the other domains are down here in the bottom. We saw the UK. We can go to the next page of results and see if we get any different domains down here. We got a .com. Oh, here we go. Here's a .org. So when you see something that ends in .org, O-R-G, that's an organization, and oftentimes it's not a nonprofit. So it's different than a commercial, because a .com is usually trying to sell you something, or they're a company, and a .org can be a nonprofit. Sometimes it's a school. So by looking at the domains that something ends in, you get some sense of what that website might be. All right, that's a lot. I think it's been 10 minutes. I think we better do another time check and see how people are feeling.
Hold on, wait just a minute. Hold it right there. Hold the page. We understood that he transitioned from page 1 to page 2. Here are the results. These are the results of the search for Granny's World. Go back up to the top. Go back to the top, Dimitri. He's on page 2 of about 8 million pages for Granny's World. So with that being said, if you want broad scope results, then you put in a broad scope description. The more finite and the more concise and precise you are with what you're looking for, then the lesser the results. And then you'll probably get, I can't say it will bring better quality, but it will be something that would be more related to that exact phrase. And if it's not the exact stuff that you're looking for, then you may have to go back and sit down with a piece of paper, old school style, like this is how I do it. I just basically create different phrases that I can use for searching.
How do you go back and create less or more? I don't.
Well, you'll go back to this search bar, and you can go back. You can go back by clicking this back arrow. But however, you see in the search bar, it's still there. It's still there, Granny's World. Now it may be, and behind Granny's, type in automobile and leave world there. And Granny's World Automotive or whatever, automobile, okay. And then you'll see about 84 million results come up with that. So if that is not exact, and if you look at the results, and if it doesn't match what you're looking for, you may need to play with the syntax of the search, okay? You may need to play with the syntax, the formation of the words and what you're typing in.
So in order to get from, like you're on 2 and you want to go to number 252, you
go down and go back, click back again, Dimitri.
I'm not getting.
Okay, now scroll down to the bottom of the page. Yeah, okay, so here you see where it says next. He can go next until it gets to infinitus, the 1 million pages. Or if he may jump and just skip over to the 10th page. Let me take a sample of that to see what's on the 10th page, because it's ranked.
That's what I know. How do you skip? That's what I'm basically asking. You
Just
say page 2 and you get 18.
Yeah, you can thumb through the pages like here, or either you can click next, or and if you're on page 10 and you want to go back to 9, just click
But
previous.
it'll show all that at the bottom.
It's at the bottom
to
of
do
it.
that. Okay, that's what I'm.
Exactly. Go right ahead, Dimitri.
But I was gonna say that, like, you said to narrow your search, like if we were looking for Granny's World, we would put Oceanside.
There you go.
It would bring
You can
up.
say Oceanside, Granny's World, Oceanside, California, something like that. It's anything to just, you're throwing out clues. It's almost like submitting clues and coming back with results for the clues that you submit. Okay. Go right ahead, Dimitri. I'm sorry.
I see Homer might have a question.
It's not a question, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up. Because
Yeah.
we've gone beyond where we started from. I realize we started late, but we've got another group that will be coming in for another class that we gotta break down.
Okay.
That's all of my time. Thanks for your time. We'll see you Thursday at 1 o'clock.
Sounds like Grandpa Junior. Have a ball. Hey, that now, Dimitri, I want to thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge and expertise. We appreciate you sharing, and we look forward so much for this coming Thursday. And hopefully we can get some better traction. I'll just connect with my laptop so that we can have all 10 deployed out into the class. And then that way we can try to grab. But even if you have a machine at home, just play with it. Don't be afraid. Pick it up, touch it. Even if in your case, Ms. Perkins, you can't open the thing up. You got a legitimate excuse. So, hey, we got to get her first into her machine, but please play with the applications. Go out, visit, get better. The only way, practice makes perfect. And you have to go through trial and error with this, just like everything else. Everything from repairing cars to marriages. Hey,
Fantastic.
practice makes.
Thank you so much.
y'all.
We'll see you later.
Dimitri, take care, man.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.